You guys could have heard that banger I just had. It was unbelievable. What is everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Oh, it feels so good to say that, doesn't it? Oh my God, I haven't heard that in forever. We are presented as always by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer and find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I have to imagine we did great on our bets tonight except for the under.
We didn't do good on the under, and Jokic did not get his rebounds, which was the lock of the night.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So we did really bad.
So I guess we did bad on those two.
It was a rough
Everything else hit. Everybody had 30 points tonight. We are also in the Toyota Winners Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. It wasn't my favorite Nuggets win, but it certainly was my favorite Nuggets win of the last week, which is all that matters. They needed to get one, and they got it. Harrison wins in the building tonight.
I think I'm going to grow my hair out for a little. I proposed to nothing, just kind of thought of it spur of the moment, but I might let the curls come out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Get the flow going a bit.
The true wind in your hair.
I feel like right now, this time of year might be a good time to grow it out a little.
We should all get a fro.
I know one guy who did that, and it really worked for him. I won't tell you who it is, but I know a guy,
Afro Man.
Okay.
Afro Man. D-Line's in the house.
Guys, I'm gonna shoot you straight. I needed that. I needed that more than you can possibly imagine. Listen, nobody wants to go to the Losers Lounge, but it was going to be. I was looking at some dark. There was some darkness
We
ahead.
might have burned down the Losers Lounge.
Yeah,
if we were in it tonight.
I'll tell you what. There's no way Eric was going to do a Losers Lounge.
No, we'd be doing a three-man show.
This would be a three-man show.
There's no way I would stay with the company.
But that didn't happen. They got the win.
Yeah, it's great.
Rounding out the show, Superstar Dev.
I actually had the luxury of watching the game with Eric, and I can promise you he was not staying if they lost that game. He was on his way out and down Koufax. And he has a pocket full of money. Who knows what would have happened?
It would have been rough.
But to be fair, it's nickels.
Okay. Nuggets get the win. There's actually some cool storylines from this one. As frustrating as it might have been on the defensive end, offensive end was kind of humming tonight. Let's go through a fast breakdown, shall we?
Yes.
First note tells the story.
Always does.
Jamal Murray looking like Dr. J early on.
Dude,
Dr. Jamal, dude.
Look,
Dr. Jamal.
man.
Looked like it, but do you remember the first play of the game? Whoop! Little reverse glides through the air.
Dr. J-ish.
The second I saw that photo and the second I put these shoes on, it was a absolute lock that he was going to go off today.
It was an absolute
We'll spend
lock.
a lot of time on that.
On the shoes, yeah, we'll do that.
No, on the hair.
Oh, okay, there you go. Nuggets were in a good groove early on, but then Russell Westbrook, turnover machine tonight. He had a rough night tonight, man, and he had a lot of really bad. Like the Nuggets had this momentum of, they're going to go up big. Bad turnovers leading to fast breaks reset the game. And then from there, Tyrese Maxey was on fire. Christian Brown was on fire. You guys remember that?
Yes.
Early on, Christian Brown could not miss.
Firing it from three.
Julian Strawther hits a three at the buzzer, which gave the Nuggets the lead, 38-36 going into the break. Not a three, sorry, a fall away two.
Yeah.
38-36. Second quarter, both teams scoring very easy. That note continued the rest of the game. Philadelphia was on fire from three. Oh, my God.
Yo.
Nuggets play no defense, and teams are like, it's like practice. Let's just make every three that we put up.
I don't understand. Whatever.
Yabusele on fire. Career night, anybody?
Trade me.
The guy was on fire from three. He was on fire from 2-2. But then Murray started playing big. And he really had a nice game, I thought, in quarters 2, 3, and 4. 73-69 Nuggets at the half. Third quarter, Yabu career high. He kept it going. Murray keeping the team afloat. It really was a Yabu versus Murray night. That's the matchup we all knew.
We all had that in the back of our minds.
The Sixers then returned the favor and hit a three at the buzzer. You guys remember that? So it was only 103-100 Nuggets. And that was the script of the Bulls game. Nuggets played with fire. Fourth quarter, they got burned. Well, it happened tonight. Well, Sixers immediately tie and then take the lead. So, yes, Nuggets get a timeout. Westbrook, questionable return. He did not return to the game. Jokic back in with the Nuggets up 7 minutes to go. But Jokic had back-to-back sloppy turnovers. Like unforced turnovers from Jokic, and you were like, oh my God, is Jokic going to throw the game? What's going on here? But Jokic got an and one to take a 2-point lead with a minute to go. Maxey went right around Aaron Gordon, tied it back up. Jokic hits a 3 at the top of the key. Maxey got 2 free throws, so Nuggets up 1. And then Jokic got a floater that he was fouled on no fewer than 7 times.
I know.
No call. Nuggets back up 3. Sixers get a putback with 3.3 seconds left, but Murray iced it at the foul line. A cool 2 of 2. Sixers no timeouts. Yabu had to shoot a half-court heave. Got nowhere close. The only shot he missed all night long was a half-court heave, and he was nowhere close. Nuggets get the win. High-scoring affair, 137-134.
The losing streak is over. We're no longer streaking.
Thank freaking God. All right, let's go to Red Hawk Roofing. Big takeaways. Superstar Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is, damn, we needed that one to start. And second off, when I seen that Jamal Murray was going to come out like he wanted to be on NBA Street Volume 3,
yeah, he did.
I just knew it was going to be a night for him. That was a performance that even the haters have to say, that's what I'm talking about there. He was efficient. He was getting to his spots. He was spry offensively. He was passing the ball and getting, the ball out of his hands quickly. And that's what you ask for Jamal. You want him to be decisive, be confident, but also get everybody involved. And that was one of his best games in a long time. And the thing is, he didn't even make a three-pointer in the game. So
that's crazy.
All of that was inside, getting to the paint, getting to his spots, and also to the free throw line. And then he makes the clutch free throws to just close him out. So that was the Jamal Murray game. It was. I love Afro Murray.
Yeah, 31 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal and a block, plus 13, 12 of 22 shooting, 0-4 from 3. But 12 of 22 is an efficient night. This really is one of the better games I think he's looked all year. And he's had some good ones lately, but this one to me was the most, that's the old Jamal.
I know. I definitely feel like I got punched in the stomach. I'm a little beleaguered. I don't have the intensity I normally approach this with. Kill, fire it up, Kill.
He was back tonight.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. They're in the house tonight. God, my one takeaway is that they're the homies.
They are the
Red
homies.
Hawks.
If there was any doubt, not that there
If
was,
there was any doubt.
There's no doubt.
This was, again, a very strange game from Nikola Jokic. However, it seemed like he was... You just have to question, is his head in it? What is going on with this guy? But then he turned it on exactly when they needed him to, and it was like, all right, fine, okay.
Fine, I'll just score 13 in the clutch.
You're the greatest player of all time. You really put us through it tonight. I don't know what's going on with you. I hope that it's like...
I mean, if I was a conspiracy theorist, I'd say he's trying to force the front office into a trade. But
Something.
I'm not. That's what I'd say
You're
if
not.
I was one.
But if you were one,
Yeah.
you
If
would
I
say
was
that?
one, that's what I'd
I've
say.
seen you on a photo of being a conspiracy theorist.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
A little
what?
tinfoil hat?
Yeah,
you
I've
seen
seen
it?
it.
Yeah, a
I've
little
seen it.
tinfoil.
Oh, shit.
you had that at the... We weren't ready to fire it up. You had that at the ready? Anyway. Kale, dude.
Fire it up!
Fire it up, Kale. Strange night by the Denver Nuggets. But listen, you love to see them overcome and win a game where, honestly, they lose all the time when they go on these East Coast swings. That is what happens to most NBA teams that are, sort of based in one side of the country or the other. When they go on a road trip on the other side of the country, generally speaking, it's rough. So this was always going to be kind of a rough game, but they did it when they had to. You know what I mean? That's, I guess, all you can ask for.
This is the least inspiring
Dude,
Red
I'm
Hawk
so
Roofing big
beat.
takeaway
I'm
ever.
so broken.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
beaten and broken by this team. I need
man.
some time off. I need to be part of the All-Star Challenge just so I can go and be on an All-Star break.
replace Jokic?
I need an All-Star break, dude.
Wow.
Break. Fire up,
Man.
That was inspiring. That was inspiring. Harrison, what's your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
I mean, Dev hit on what I think was the biggest positive story of the game, which was Jamal Murray's performance. But Michael Porter also had a very strong offensive game. And if we think back to this little thing we do called the pregame lounge, pretty much all of us said that a good Michael Porter Jr. game would go a long ways tonight. That's what we wanted to see. He's been slumping. He hasn't been able to shoot a rock in the ocean. But today, he hit some threes. He looked good on offense. defensively and every other aspect of his game is still a mystery. It's still a disaster. But offensively is where Michael Porter Jr. really makes an impact. That's where the Nuggets need him to play his role, and he did tonight. So the offense, obviously 137 points. A lot of guys are going to go off when you score 137, but just to see Michael Porter Jr. make some threes, just to see him have some confidence on the offensive end, that was big tonight, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big storyline. I mean, this was a 137, 134 game. A lot of guys scored. Defense was an option, and my red hot roofing big takeaway is that Jokic declined the option.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? As he has for the last 4 games now, I had multiple people text me tonight asking me if Jokic was throwing the game.
Yeah.
Like, not Nuggets people, not Nuggets
One was
fans.
me. One was me.
One was Eric.
Just telling us.
No, people are just like, what's going on with Jokic? Is he trying to lose the game with some of the defensive possessions? It wasn't just him. I mean, a lot of guys were really bad. Denver can't guard anybody, mostly Kelly Oubre or Tyrese Maxey, or certainly not Gershon Yabusele.
No way.
They couldn't guard those guys tonight, which is kind of bizarre. But Jokic in particular, man, like, for those of you that are new to the show, as in the last 2 years, back in the day, we used to have a thing we called emotional funk Jokic. Like, Jokic would have these emotional funk games and stretches where you were like, maybe it was seasonal affect depression, or maybe it was this, that. But it went away. I mean, it really was a young thing of his. And around 2020, it was like Jokic rid himself of that. And he would have bad nights, but it was never, you never wondered, like, is he upset about something, or is he protesting, or is he trying to force this or force that? The last 4 games have been the return of emotional funk Jokic. He doesn't look intense. He doesn't look that into the game. He doesn't look excited. He was a stone cold killer and won them the game, so I have to give him a props. But we watched Jokic long enough to know that 28, 9, and 13, Jokic can be good with those numbers or bad. Offensively, he was very good tonight, although not very aggressive. But just emotionally, man, this is 4 games in a row, and I'm a little concerned about it. You know, the trade deadline's near, the All-Star break's near. You hope those things are a reset for him. But right now, my confidence that Jokic's going to dominate on a night-to-night basis are just the lowest they've been on the year, which is weird. And I know that once he's out of it, he'll be out of it. It's not a talent thing. But right now, he doesn't feel like going into domination mode. And
Yep.
Is he tired? Is the wrist hurting? Is he upset at this? Is he upset at that? I have no idea.
Yeah, and I mean, you just look at, like, tonight and the team he was going against.
No center.
Gershon Yabusele, who's like 6'7".
Yeah.
He killed the Nuggets tonight. Like, don't get me wrong, he killed the Nuggets tonight. Like, the
He's
Nuggets
taller when he's
almost
laying
lost
on his
to
belly
Gershon
than he is standing up.
But he's not a center. Jokic towers over him, and for as strong as Yabusele is, Jokic could still overpower him if he really wanted to, but he just didn't tonight. And
6 turnovers.
I think some of it was Jamal had it going. We've seen that, especially recently, when Jamal has it going, Jokic has been fully cooperative and taking a back seat. Maybe a little bit of that is by design to get Murray's confidence up, but, like, you can't do that on nights when you need to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, you can't wait on those nights. And yeah, the turnovers, the sloppy play, the body language. I thought Jokic's wrist was bothering him a lot tonight. He was holding his wrist a lot, kind of flexing it a bunch, I noticed. So maybe that was part of it.
I almost hope it's that, because Jokic's wrist thing is like 1 week. We should almost be done. It flares up every year for about a week, and then it's gone. And I almost hope that's the answer.
But just the Jokic from a couple months ago, or from a month ago, that guy would have had 50 points on Yabusele's head and sent him to the locker room with 6 fouls in the second quarter. Like, the guy he is right now is a far cry from the guy he was a month ago.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is it's the body language, how it looks, because he's still dominating. Like, if you're a box score, watcher, as most people are, you're going to look at this and say, another monster Jokic game, 28 points, 13 rebounds, or 9 rebounds, 13 assists on 11 to 16 shooting. What an insane night. But that's not the Jokic that we watched that game. It was not. It was careless, passes. So, like, 6 turnovers is not, who Jokic is. It was the misses that he was. Those are makes every single time. But then there's just those moments where he just does dominate. So it really does feel like it's an effort thing. And then also defensively, I mean, it's just the focal point right now. That like that's what you're watching, and that goes to tell you like he's just not into it because of how much people are just running by him and finishing around the rim. So it is wild that he can just turn it on and just be that guy, but then he decides not to. So it's a mixed bag type of game from Jokic. You'll take it in a win, of course, but you want him to get back to who he was just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that you question, like, is it his wrist or whatever? But it was just, I mean, what could it be? But as soon as he had to do it, he did it no problem. Down the stretch, like the last, 4 possessions.
That's why it's like he definitely can.
Right, that's the point. It's like there's nothing holding him back except for that he just does not want to be that, I guess, central to the Denver Nuggets offense and defense at this stage, which, perhaps you understand, like perhaps he's tired from shouldering the load, perhaps. But yes, we are thrown back into an old trope for the Denver Nuggets. What's going on with Jokic? Is he it's the worst part of the greatest thing of my life, which is Nikola Jokic. I can't be that mad, but it's just a throwback.
Yeah, but he did win us the game tonight by dominating the final 2 minutes.
Clutch 13.
He had a lot in the clutch, and it was just like when he turned it on, it was like he started the game awesome, ended it awesome. The middle was a bit of a not the best. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, though, let's get back into Jamal, back into Michael Porter, and the rest of the Denver Nuggets.
Shout out to our friends over at Live Well with 25 convenient Colorado dispensary locations. I'm pretty sure no matter where you are in Denver or Colorado, there's a Live Well pretty close to you. 25 convenient Colorado locations, and at all of them, you have a premium selection and expert service that awaits you. When you walk into a Live Well, they have awesome customer service. Like you walk in, you check in, you go into the main part, then you're greeted by somebody who works there. They're like, what do you want? You tell them, and then boom, it's just right there. Like their customer service is so good. You'll get exactly what you want. And if you don't know what you want when you go into a Live Well, they'll point you in the right direction. They'll hook you up with exactly what you need. So check out livewell.com today. You can go there. You can order what you want, reserve your products online. Then you go in store to pick up. Super quick, super easy. There you can use the code DNVR25 to get 25% off one regular price item. Mention the code DNVR25 in store to get 25% off one regular price item. Restrictions do apply, but check out Live Well. 25 convenient Colorado dispensary locations. Also, shout out to our friends over at Miller Lite, where, of course, it was Miller time tonight. Great crowd down at the bar. I drank a couple Miller Lights tonight.
Ooh, good job.
Great tasting, only 96 calories. You guys know the deal.
Every sip, he's like, man, this tastes good.
I know. That's what I'm thinking.
Tastes good.
During every single beer.
And we made him move. We're like, shut up, dude. Like, come on.
Miller Lite, the reason why it's the best light beer, and it's the official, light beer DNVR, it's perfect for every situation. If you're watching a game at a bar, if you're watching a game at your house, if you're watching a podcast, Miller Lite, it is just perfect for every single occasion. The taste you can depend on. No games, no gimmicks, just a great beer for people who like beer. Miller Lite brewed for taste. Hits different than other light beers. Simple ingredients like malted barley for rich, balanced toffee note flavors, and the iconic golden color. 96 calories and just 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time is always a good time. The original light beer since 1975 and still the best one. Miller Lite has great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you, or you can find Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
There you go. Back here, let's just go back to Jamal real quick because I feel like we haven't quite given him his due on what was an incredible night tonight. One thing I was thinking about, it is entirely possible that Jokic's just tired because he has had to sprint out the gate all the way to here. One guy who didn't sprint out the gate was Jamal Murray, and maybe there's just something too, like this is Jokic's November. All-Star break's almost here. Jamal, you got it. I'm going to count on you. And you know what? Jamal's up for it, at least tonight. He was really had it going, and I got to be honest, Dev, he tonight looks like what you need. Mid-range. He's really elite from there. just creating buckets, and then throw 11 assists on top of it is, that got the job done.
He's been carrying, right now as far as the scoring load, and really you need that 1-2 punch because we all know what Jokic is and what he's going to be in when he returns to wanting to. It's just going to make them that much more dangerous because we were questioning if Jamal still had it in him, and he's put together, a long stretch right now. He's had multiple good games in a row of being the offensive carrier, of just putting it, the team on his back on offense and taking, the shots. But this one was different for me because it was the assist. It was all right, I'm going to make the right play, or I see a play before it happens. That dump off that he gave right back to Michael Porter Jr. for that dunk.
That was nice.
That's a connection that them two desperately need. Those type of plays you remember because now Michael's like, okay, now I can cut because he's going to find me, or I'm going to make sure that I'm aware, because he is going to, push it back. And you have to do that as a guard to get the offense going. But it really is great to see him get into this type of stretch where you can rely on him because down the stretch, you already know what it was. It was the 1-2 punch. Him and Jokic to end the game, best duo in basketball. Best duo
They
in
did
basketball.
go to peanut butter and jelly.
They
at
went
the
to
end.
peanut butter and jelly. We're so accustomed to that, and they went back to it finally. And you want that.
It's actually a great point that was an underrated storyline here. Is they ran the 2-man game in the clutch, and it was like
every single time.
Every time.
Also, what happened in this game was Jokic gets off to the hot start. Jamal takes over in the middle portion of the game. And even late in the fourth, it seemed like Jamal recognized, okay, Joker's going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, Jamal deferred to Joker
That's a great point.
in the clutch. He was looking to set him up whenever he could. So I think you got to give Jamal a lot of credit for that.
Absolutely. I mean, it was funny because them going to the 2-man game meant that Jamal passed it to Jokic and then Jokic scored. But still, the two of them were involved, and I agree. It felt comfortable and it felt natural. Yes.
Michael Porter, 10 of 14 tonight, 24 points. 10 of 14's big, man. Just converting on his shots. It's funny because I wouldn't have guessed. Some box scores you could almost predict, like, what do you think he was tonight, this or that. I'm kind of surprised he was 10 of 14 tonight, but I guess that's the Michael Porter experience.
That's absolutely the Michael Porter experience.
Like, he's so off. He's shooting 65%.
You know what this is? I've come to learn? NBA basketball.
Yeah.
It's some guy that is cannot be hotter than the sun or can't miss, and then we'll just go into absolute, witness protection program. It's just... Especially if you are a shooter or a guy that doesn't do something that is super reliable, like a rebounder, your skill set requires that you have to do something that requires great skill every night. Guys just get off for long periods of time every now and again. Michael Porter Jr. was great tonight in that he did exactly what we expect him to do, which is knock down 3-point shots. He was rebounding early, just like Dev said. It was funny. He really did go charge the rim, try and get in the middle. It was great to see. He was a willing and effective participant, which I don't know that I could have said the last couple nights.
He was called out on the rebounding in the last game. And that's something everybody's giving up rebounds, but we're asking you to rebound a little bit more. We want you to stay involved, and you responded. That was a quiet 24 points to me. I did not feel like he had 24 points. But that's great. If you're going to get it in the same stretch, Jamal has a monster game. Jokic has, a monster game scoring with 28, and then you have 24 from Michael Porter Jr. Beautiful. That's the big three. That's what you want. That's what you need is them all to be on at the exact same time. And then he gets it in the quiet ways of knocking down the 3-point shots. I wish he was a little bit more aggressive from deep because he had it going on. But he saw that there was double teams coming. He saw that there was places that he could find himself inside for a cut, for an easy basket or a dunk or a transition. And I love that.
You know what he also gave us? 6 rebounds.
Oh, absolutely.
That bet cashed right there, 5.5. We're he's going to dominate the boards tonight. He's going to, Malone called him out. You got exactly the number he needed.
Tell you, man. How do they know that number?
How did they know? Eric has a theory. The next guy I want to talk about is actually Christian Brown, demoted to the bench. Playing great. Career night the other night, then goes to the bench. How will he respond? Phenomenally. The guy is playing like a beast. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He did have 3 turnovers, but 3 of 5 from the 3-point line. You know, I was talking to that Mark Campbell the other day, Low Man Help. He's a really good analyst. He was talking about, I can always tell when his shots are going in, because when he shoots them with conviction, you know that he's in rhythm. And even if he misses, you know it was going to be a good shot. But sometimes he doesn't. Tonight, those first 2 threes that he hit back-to-back, pure conviction.
So I think going to the bench might actually give him some more confidence in his shot. Because when you're playing with the starters, I mean, even for a professional like Christian Braun, who has won a championship, he's played with these guys a lot, but you know, you're still playing with Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook, Aaron Gordon, Mike. Like, there's a lot of pressure on you. There's a lot of pressure. You're the fifth option. And so I think that's probably where a little of his indecision comes from sometimes. You're just playing with all these amazing players. You're like, wait, is it really my shot?
Yeah.
When you're playing with the second unit, it's a different dynamic. So I think he's just going to have more confidence in his jumper playing off the bench. He's going to look to continue to explore his game a little bit. And I loved how he played tonight. You know, like, he was pissed about going to the bench. I'm glad he was. He should be. He earned that starting spot. It's just kind of the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of an NBA season that he's got to deal with right now. But I love just the mindset he's carried over into these last, couple games off the bench.
And Westbrook getting hurt gave us an opportunity to see the old starting lineup again.
Yep.
Like, they played an extended run. I wouldn't mind seeing it for an extended run as well.
I think we'll see it eventually. Again.
Really?
Yeah.
You predict that will be the starting lineup again?
I predict by the playoffs
It's a
that
long
will
way
be
away.
the starting lineup again.
We're not even at the All-Star break. We're going to see it a lot.
I'm just saying
He's
we'll
just saying
see the
that
lineup. They will eventually
in the end-
settle back onto the
he's saying
opening
in the
night
end
starting
that
lineup. I think that's
when
my
the
prediction.
dust settles, that will be the starting lineup.
Do you think it's
Come
hard,
playoff
though, to bench Westbrook after giving him the starting spot? Because it's one thing to bench CB. He's on his rookie deal. It's not that hard. Do you think it's hard to say, like, hey, Russ, I know we kind of elevated you to that, but back to the bench?
No, I think that both Russell Westbrook and Christian Braun just want to win. Like, they care about winning. And maybe even do it in the same way that other teams do it. Or just like, maybe this is a night that calls for you to start, or maybe you ride the hot, a hot man right now or the streak. But this was a great Christian Braun game. And he's been scoring. He's been scoring well. It's hard to say anything about the defense in these type of games. So you really do ride that hot streak. With Christian Braun coming off the bench, Harrison talked about it. There is less pressure on you, so you're being a little bit more aggressive. You're trying to get downhill. You're trying to score in different, ways without it counting as much. If you miss an open shot, when you're alongside Jokic, when you're wide open, it does look different. It feels a lot different. But when you're at the bench unit and you're able to get the offense flowing, maybe that's another option. He's now putting the ball on the floor a little bit more. That's something that he needs to learn how to do, is, to play make. And also, he's still in the flow. You could put him in, to make sure that you still have that defensive punch. So that was something that they tried in this game again, and he showed up and he responded with rebounds, with knocking down the three-point shot, with being the guy that they could run the offense through. And you need that. It's not just a stagger, but maybe that'll help with the stagger later if they do go back to that option.
CB's on a heater right now, man. He really has been playing, like, obviously from before the benching. He's just been on a heck of a run. If you look at his year, started incredible, had a bit of a lull in the middle, and then has been incredible now for, 10 games or something like that. And I got to be honest, man, I'm not even talking about on this team or not. One of the questions was, could he be a starting caliber shooting guard? I think it's like no question.
Oh, that question is answered.
But I think that he should lead the bench unit. Like
Christian Braun?
Yes. We saw him with the rest of the bench, and the way that he was playing didn't change. Like, he was actually able to be productive and continue to get shots up. Like, he was a spark on that bench.
It was a spark.
Which Russell Westbrook hasn't shown to be able to do. I mean, like, Russell Westbrook, we know, works with the starting unit. To me, it makes sense to give life to that bench.
It's weird to think of CB as a guy that gives life to a bench.
I wouldn't expect it either, but
tonight
I just watched it.
Tonight he did.
I kind of think like he's just unlocked a new level of confidence in his game, and he's not playing that wholly reliant role. Like, he's kind of just making it happen.
If you watch the Memphis Grizzlies, it reminds me of that almost, because Memphis has these guys, Jalen Wells, Bane, the guys that you wouldn't expect to be able to get loose off the dribble because of how they play, but they kind of all play like Christian, in that they just like rhinoceros their way to the paint. You know, like they just dribble hard and then make plays. And CB's kind of playing like that right now.
Yeah.
I don't have any moves, but F it right into you.
The smallest bag in the league, but it works for him.
Athleticism and strength, and just
rhino
bulldoze
bag.
your way.
And a 45-inch vertical. That helps too.
He's playing great though. Christian's like
He really is playing great.
He's
I
really
mean,
he is
It's
ascended
been
to a new
lost
level.
in this season, but Christian Brown becoming this player has been a under talked about storyline.
It's true.
All right, we got to take another break. On the other side, we will get to Julian Strawther. Russell Westbrook being injured is kind of interesting. We'll talk about that too on the other side.
Shout out to our friends over at Game Time. You can use the code DNVR for $20 off your Game Time purchase. If you're looking for tickets to concerts, shows, sporting events, maybe a Denver Nuggets game, you got to get it on the Game Time app. I went to the Avs game on MLK Day, as we all know, and I bought my tickets on Game Time.
Did we all know that?
Well, we
He
talked
went
about it
on?
on the show. They made fun of me for
Do you
going
listen to him
to
sometimes?
Oh, something,
NHL
not really.
game on MLK. Avs lost, but it was a great game. Got my tickets on Game Time. You can log on there and see your exact view from the seat. You can see all in pricing on every single ticket in the stadium or arena you're looking at. So you got to get Game Time. It's the only app that I will use for buying tickets. All in pricing, seat views, lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. They've also got Game Time ticket coverage. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Also, got to talk about Bet365, the app that we use to bet here at DNVR. If you watch our pregame show, that's what we're betting with, Bet365. So download the app, sign up with code DNVR365. Bet365 is now an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and Colorado Avalanche. Again, they're the app that we use to bet here at DNVR. They have a basketball early payout offer that's always going, which is one of the coolest things about Bet365. If your team goes up by 20 points, you automatically win the bet. This is very important, especially when you're betting on Nuggets games. Go up by 20, maybe they'll choke, maybe they won't, but you will win the bet. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, we are back here, segment 3. Make sure you hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Become a diehard, too. I have started to tweet less during games, but hop in the Discord. Shoot from the hip with the Discord, with the diehard. It's almost like a lot of people are like, Adam, go to Blue Sky. People go, I'm not going to Blue Sky. I'm not going. But
he's not going to Blue Sky.
I'm not going to
Leave him alone about Blue
I
Sky.
swear to God, I'm not going. I will quit social media. I'll just be like, all right, well, we're not doing
Adam.
anything. I'm not
Go.
going.
Guys, I'm not Blue Sky, by the way. If you want to talk to one of us, I'm there.
But you go to the Discord.
But I do go to the Discord.
The DNVR Discord is where the real Nuggets fans go.
That's and it's like the real tweet. It's actually not the real tweets. That's the shoot from the hip. I don't know if I actually believe it. You know, let's fire this one off during the game. Become a diehard. Come hang out with us over there.
Elevated Nuggets Twitter.
There it is. That's what
In
it's
the
like,
Discord.
man. That's what it's like. D-line.
Yes.
Who would you have given tonight's defensive player of the game chain to?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I would have given.
If I was Michael, I would have just taken it and walked out of the room.
I think I might have awarded it to Jamal Murray.
Nobody. You were correct. Michael Malone said, you know what? Nobody gets this thing tonight. We got to win, but none of you played a lick of defense. But we
So predictable.
But we will hand out our personal award, which is, of course, our Game Ball Award voted on by the chat. Who is it, Gail?
Jamal Murray.
It wasn't close, was it?
Look at that man. Look how beautiful that man looks.
It really does, man.
He looks great.
Would you?
So he's keeping it. We know he's keeping it for a little bit.
Do we know that?
Like at least a week and a half.
Some potential inside information that he might be keeping it for a bit, but maybe not long term.
Would you like this long term? Is you like it as a change of pace, or would you go for it if this became the Jamal?
What do you mean go for it? Would I grow in myself?
Replicate it?
No. I'm saying, would you be like, you know what? I like it.
Am I into it? Of course I'm into it.
Kobe had the long hair and then he
Well,
was bald.
to me, this is the KCP. It's like one night it's the tight braids, the other night it's blown all the way out. It's a beautiful look, and listen, it follows all of my criteria for a successful NBA haircut. Doesn't get in your eyes, and not that it looks good without being a distraction.
Wait, what's an example of hair that looks good but is a distraction?
That looks good but is a distraction.
Yeah.
Strawther's before.
Strawther 1.0?
No, that's because it's in the hair. Or in his
Well, but
eyes.
it also was like just because you flop back.
Josh Giddey has some hair that's
Josh Giddey, you're right. That's the worst NBA hair.
Yeah.
It's
Terrible NBA hair.
It's going like this
nonstop.
once every possession.
Terrible
Kelly
NBA
Olynyk
hair.
used to have the distracting Kelly Olynyk.
Terrible NBA hair.
All right, I guess that's good hair.
But yeah, to stick to the hair with Jamal, I think he should write this. Like
You got her.
Like NBA players are superstitious. Like that was a great game for him, and it was like a bit different. I felt like usually guys go with a headband or something to like push it back to keep it out.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get in his eyes.
It stayed up the entire
I know.
time, and he had a monster performance. You should ride this streak. You should let him keep having this, and maybe that's the look because like now that's in my head. Like, oh, he had an Afro game and he had a monster night.
Yeah. Does anybody else have an afro like that in the league?
Who was it? Jared Allen. Yeah, Jared Allen does. Yeah, and it looks good on him. He
Andre
pulls it off.
Jackson's got a little something going on the Bucks.
Kelly Oubre is like three
It's 3 different colors in his
No.
front.
It's just it doesn't have like the I don't know. It doesn't have the tensile strength just to hold up.
Little
Yeah.
fro. There's actually a handful of froze
There are-
around.
there are
But
a
I
handful.
swear to God,
I don't know
Jabal's is
if
the most iconic. It looks the
It's
most
the biggest.
fro-like.
It's the biggest. Yeah.
It's like the 70s, 80s
Yeah.
type of.
Yeah.
Jamal has a 70s look to him, though, with
he
the
does.
beard and
He's
stuff.
got
He has
the
a
old
very,
school game,
very
too.
70s look to him.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Aaron Gordon tonight, who got 32 minutes. Is this the most he's played? I think it is since he's come
Yeah,
back.
the
32
last game
minutes.
was 30 minutes, and that was the highest he had.
So now he's at 32, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Doesn't sound like that good of a stat line. Yet he was a game high plus 14 in his 32 minutes. Your thoughts?
I mean, he didn't really do anything that I feel like stood out today. And there was one play in particular that I'm still thinking about with Aaron Gordon, and it was late in the fourth quarter. He got the ball, I think, on a cut, or he was just standing there and somebody
and he
gave it to him.
Backed right,
He's right at the foul line, or maybe even further into the paint. And he had a size advantage on whoever. I think he had a size advantage on whoever was guarding him, and he just dribbled it back out to the 3-point line. And that's a play that Aaron Gordon, he's just taking to the rim. He's going through that guy's body, getting to the line, or getting an and one. And he still doesn't look completely right to me. Maybe he's playing himself back into top form. Maybe he's taking it a little bit easy, just coming back from this latest injury. But the Nuggets obviously need Jamal Murray to be Jamal Murray to win a championship. I also think Aaron Gordon might be second on that list of role players whose games can fluctuate a little bit. They need Aaron Gordon to be better. They need him to be a better defender.
Yeah, tonight he got blown by a few, get a stop late in shot clock in his.
A huge reason why the Nuggets defense has been so awful all season is AG. It just is. I mean, he's had the injuries. He's been in and out of the lineup, but he has not been as good defensively as he usually is, and they just need him to be better.
Yeah, in this game, he was very efficient, 4 of 6 from the field. But I'm a little bit worried because I hate the shots that he's taking. It's all jumpers. At no point is he looking like he's physical or looking for any type of power back at him. He's just avoiding everything. It's a lot of fadeaways. It's not dunks or anything it's just not the same type of AG. And then even if you think about him playing 31 minutes, he only got 3 rebounds and he's not taking many shots. So that means he's just out there. It's not like he's out there locked in on defense. So it's he's just running around at times, or he's just setting up in the corner or for the dunker spot. That's not the AG that we have, grown to love. He is a battler. He is, fighting out there. He's given everything he has. He's very locked in defensively, and we're not seeing that from him. We're just seeing like a timid guy, and that's how you know he's just not right, even though he's clearly ramping back up to get his usual allotment of minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is weird. There's a lot of guys playing like out of character one way or another. We're like it's just a really strange part of the season. I don't really know what to ascribe AG's sort of. I don't know. He does. Looks a little bit more timid. Like he was getting beat up a little bit. Like
it just doesn't seem like he wants to rely on his body and his strength.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. No,
and that's when he's at his best.
It's true.
The last guy is Julian Strawther. Pretty good shooting night, 4 of 5 from the 3-point line.
He was good defensively too. He had some big moments defensively. I mean, I don't know if he was great, but he had a couple that stuck out to me.
Any other thoughts? 6 of 7. I mean, he was 18 points for him in 19 minutes. That's kind of the dream, right? It's sad the Nuggets won by 3. He has scored a point a minute he was on the court.
I think it's great that the bench unit have guys that they can rely on and go to. Like he shot the piss out of this one. 4 of 5 from deep, very efficient. He knows he can score, and they're going to him. They're putting the ball in his hands and they're making things happen. But also he's moving around and shot ready every single time that he's out there. You did talk about the defense, which there was not a ton of defense. The two guys in this game that I was like, okay, that wasn't horrible. Or at least there was effort there. Was him and Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah,
Very
Strawther had a couple plays.
He had a couple plays, and then there was also like Tyrese Maxey had a stretch where he was going right at him every single time, but he wasn't trying to avoid that matchup. He was like trying. There was effort there. And you love that. Like you want to see more of that from Julian because you're only gonna get better if you're trying. So I loved Julian Strawther in this game. I did.
Yeah. Any Strawber's thoughts? Not really.
I mean, yeah, he shot the ball well. He still got beat up on defense a little bit. Like he looked a little bit. Whatever.
Yeah.
Not a lot of thoughts.
Talk about the standings here tonight for the Nuggets. So the Nuggets, it is crazy that they haven't moved. They've been in that 4 seed for like a month, and they've had hot streaks and ice cold streaks, and it just seems like every time they're hot, everybody's hot. Yeah. They're cold, everybody's cold. But one more game on this road trip. They're 1-3. 1-4 is pretty miserable. 2-3, merely not good.
Yeah, it just merely sucks.
Yeah, merely sucks. Charlotte played tonight too, so it's a rare, both teams on a back-to-back. So you got that. It is a very winnable game, and if you can get to 30-19, 40-20 still on the table, boys.
Right menu?
Right behind them is the Lakers, who are basically 2 wins behind them. The Clippers are 1 loss behind them, and the Minnesota Timberwolves 2. So they had an opportunity to create some separation. Didn't happen. Remember we looked at the schedule a week ago and we're like, Rockets and Memphis are about to lose a bunch.
This is about where it's going to get really easy for the Nuggets, though.
Well, I mean, okay.
And I know nothing's a guarantee with this team, but Charlotte, New Orleans, Orlando, Phoenix, Portland, Charlotte.
Just win all of those.
They're going to be favored by probably almost double digits in like most of those
They're
games.
favored 9.5 tonight, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
it 8.5?
Well, they won.
And they won.
Yeah. We didn't tell you to bet with the spread.
So, I mean, the schedule has lightened up for them. We were on this about a week or so ago. Now it's really about to lighten up. And most of those games are at home, too.
Let me ask you guys this.
Like, would you be surprised if the Nuggets went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? These next 8 games, if they went 6-2?
No.
That, I think, should be the goal. 6-2 over these next 8 games.
And it would probably wash away this dumb little lull that they're on.
Of course
and you
it
get a
will.
break and all that stuff.
That's
and it resets
the beauty
vibe.
of a season.
It is the beauty and the terror of a season.
It's the worst part of the season.
Yeah, it's both of those things. Before we go to Super Chats, I'm going to take us on a random journey here.
Oh, God.
Do you guys know the Ideas Man? Adam Silver?
Okay. Oh, the idea.
He's got a lot of ideas.
Oh, that's the guy we talked about in the pregame.
We did talk about him in the pregame show because we talked about how there's now 4 all-star teams.
Right,
instead of
this
just
is
2.
one of his ideas.
Yeah, it was one of his ideas. But there's another idea he has floated out there recently that we haven't talked about yet.
Oh, really?
I have that audio if you want it.
Nah.
We do not need to hear the ideas. Explain his ideas.
I merely want to bring it to the masses. He believes that one thing that could fix the NBA, because it needs some fixing, one thing is if we shortened all quarters to just 10 minutes. Now, here's the thing, man. We can chew on this and actually give it some, like, all right, whatever.
The Nuggets would never lose a game.
It would have some weird ripple effects throughout the league. I wouldn't mind games being a little shorter. I wouldn't mind it. Like, there's so many of them. I wouldn't mind, like, you know what? Let's just get 2 hours. Never goes longer than that. But at the same time, man, the game of basketball's been more or less the same for a long time. And
he's rooting the sport.
He's like changing
He's rooting
it to a new
everything,
sport.
Man. The All-Star game ruined. Soon, the game ruined.
Player empowerment.
Players' connection to the fans.
play-in tournament actually sucks.
Viewing the games on television ruined.
Mid-season tournament?
Mid-season sucks. But let's try to be serious here. Is there some merit, Dev, to shortening games to 10 minutes?
No. It worked in baseball, right?
I don't think. No.
Baseball shortened the games that did work.
Oh, yeah, they should add a
But that's like natural.
The NBA should add a shot clock, right?
That's not like it's now 7 innings.
I mean, I really think the positive about teams would be better. Nuggets for sure would. But stars would just play the entire game. They would just play a lot more. There would be no time for
40 minutes
bench units and things like that. You're just going to just shorten the game.
But wouldn't the game be more intense? A more intense 40 minutes.
No, it'd be a lot more stars. I just don't see.
Watch load management go up.
Knicks would
That's
never
what would happen. I
They
promise.
would do that. The Knicks would never take
They
the
would
guys
run
out
5. Yeah, that's it.
for the whole game. I don't think that is the right move.
I think coaches would actually like adjust and run similar rotations, but I do think there would be the games, like big games. Jokic would just play the whole game. He would just play every minute of a big game, every time.
I mean,
But it's a terrible idea.
Do you
I
hate
mean,
the ideas,
it's
man,
not
with
basketball.
stuff like this?
well, the rationale is that it works better for television.
Start the games on
That's
time,
the
maybe.
worst reason to do anything.
Because you think it works better on television? What do you mean?
No, because it like fits more cleanly into
I think
blocks.
it's the idea that they can't get rid of games. They need everybody keeps getting hurt. We can't shorten games, but we could make games shorter.
But he described it as it fits more cleanly in television blocks, which to me is the worst reason to do anything. Like, no, it's a terrible idea. Like, why then every stat you just throw out, you start over.
It'd be
He's leading the league with 23 a game.
Like what are we doing? Like,
Here are a couple of my ideas for the ideasmen. Start the games on time.
Yeah. No,
that cuts off 10 minutes.
No. Can't do that one.
Eliminate challenges completely.
You don't like the challenge?
I would like to eliminate challenges.
oh
totally.
no deal. No deal.
That will cut another average of 10 minutes off the games. Boom, you go from 2 hours, 20 minutes to 2 hours. Done.
Can I tell you?
I like the idea of only a player can challenge, not a coach. Because players want to challenge all the
Everyone,
time. It would be so funny if it's like, Westbrook again, you're 0 for 11, dude. Like, knock it off.
I had an idea the other day. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there would be so many guys that lead the league in missed challenges.
Oh, totally.
You
Dylan
get
Brooks.
fined if you mess up a challenge.
First
Be a
quarter,
badge
and you're
of
like,
honor.
dude, come on, man. You stepped on the line. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
If I had the ability to time travel, we don't know if people are able to do it or not. But if
we suspect they are.
I would go back to Dr. James Naismith and I would suggest to him, and I fixed basketball the other night. Did you want to hear how I fixed it? If you get fouled going for a shot, right? Like you get fouled at the elbow and you don't go for 2 free throws. You just then get to take the shot unguarded.
The same shot.
You get to take like in soccer. Once you get fouled, you don't take 2 free throws. It takes forever to line up. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's basically like the idea of it. Why? The idea is like you were going to take that shot. Well, don't get focused on that. The idea is that you were unfairly impeded upon taking that shot. You should be able to take it without.
It would be kind of fun, actually.
So then, like a 3-point shot, like you can't just take a crazy thing looking for 3 shots. Like then you get fouled. You have to quickly take it from that shot without any guarding.
Can you defend it, or do you have to stand like 3 yards away?
You could potentially defend, but like
what?
But
well,
like,
in soccer,
but you can't
stand
touch.
10 yards away.
Point being, like you don't slow down the game for foul shots are what suck about basketball.
Right.
Do you know how many points Jalen Brunson would average?
That's
or
fine.
SGA?
Or just maybe eliminate a couple timeouts.
But
There's another
they
idea.
still average that.
I think fewer. Yeah.
They still average that, but they have to then go and we have to watch them. If they just like quick it, shot it, keep going. I fixed basketball. Dr. James Naismith.
D-line, I actually don't.
It's
hate
a great idea.
Wait, you're right, because all of their fouls happen in the paint. So you're right. Their free throws would be little 3-footers, and you're like,
Whatever.
well,
But the point
Just,
being,
you
like,
just think about it like soccer. Yeah.
well, don't think about it like soccer. Just point being, like,
so if it's a dunk, it's like Giannis gets to go dunk.
Yeah,
it.
you
yes,
just,
he
you
gets
just
to
dunk
just
it again.
he
Running
gets to
jump
start-
straight up.
But you can still have an and one. But like,
Yeah.
yes,
I
but it's just
actually
the
don't
time.
hate it.
The time.
Another one.
You need to get.
ideas,
you need
man.
to get yourself into caucus.
Ideas, man.
Dude.
The
And
ideas,
go to
man.
Adam Silver and say, "I've got an idea." Go to that league office.
I don't know if you guys saw yesterday that the Grizzlies got the ball with 13 seconds left and were going to score. They were down
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And the ref thought Taylor Jenkins called a timeout because I think he just assumed he would. But it's clear Taylor Jenkins is like, go. Like, it's very clear he didn't. And they called timeout. I wouldn't mind a rule that FIBA has, which is only players can call timeout, not coaches. I actually kind of like that. You can't call a timeout
like
from the
that too.
sideline.
Yeah.
Because one thing about the NBA is it does need sped up just in terms of fewer stoppages. And that's one way to do it. So I wouldn't mind that one either. All right, those are enough ideas for us today. I do think the 10-minute
That
quarters.
could be a recurring segment. Ideas.
The ideas, man.
Just ideas.
Oh, no, real fast, because we didn't talk about it. What happened to Russell Westbrook?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it did
we
happen
should
to him.
talk about it real quick. Hamstring tightness. He exited the game, did not come
Oh,
back.
I hate
in,
to hear that. I
third
hate to
quarter,
hear
I think.
that.
Or was that the fourth quarter? Second half.
I wouldn't mind.
I mean, back to back tomorrow, so we could
Yeah,
just be out.
just be out for a game. I wouldn't mind the Nuggets just do one game, try to resettle some of the fit like Aaron Gordon back into his regular rotations. I wouldn't mind it. But I do hope he's obviously healthy and back before long. I don't hope this is not a long thing. I was going to say the 10-minute quarters thing reminds me of the 6-minute abs. No,
5 minutes.
come on. 7-minute abs. All right, what do we got?
Just 38 of them.
Wow.
Dude,
sicko.
people feel they're back. Everyone's back.
All we
We're
needed
all
was a
back.
win, baby.
Won the game, cool, but what's up with Jokic's effort? Is he trying to sell before the deadline? I'm tired of the non-defense and low-effort games. Well, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you might say that.
You might say that.
Yeah, I mean, his defense has been as bad as it's ever
He's
been.
disengaged at the moment.
Josh
we don't know
Burnett
what
from
this-
Down Under.
Down on.
Sorry, Carol. We're used to words starting with C.
He keeps spelling Kale's name with a C.
Eva Hathaway. Why is the 3-point defense so bad? I was gonna crash out.
Don't crash out,
Don't
Eva.
crash out.
No, I crash out. I did it. Why would-
3-point defense was so bad.
Dude, I've crashed out.
Diz defense.
Clap, clap.
clap. Defense. Clap, clap. Man, didn't work.
No.
Władysław Yoke in Harlem Globetrotter mode, not a compliment.
Hey, you know what? Oh, you know what we didn't talk about was the spin. That was
that
so
was insane.
disrespectful.
Oh, that was so nice.
That was so nice. Both defenders go like reaching for the ball, and Yoke's like, woo.
was
If you
so
watch
funny.
the slow mo of that, supremely disrespectful.
good.
They, no one knew where he was anymore. Everyone
That's
just stops
true.
like, wait, did he just, what?
That is like a boxer when a guy like winds up the power punch and goes for it, and the guy sees it and moves to the side. The guy stumbles because they punch too hard. That's what Yoke did.
I
Amazing.
mean, Jokic barely spoke all night, barely complained to the refs, and barely communicated with teammates. What's up with them? Stop protesting and talk about it. Yeah, I noticed that too. Just like no communication.
Yeah.
Jeremy J-Rock, Michael, the darkness is safe for another night. Jokic felt D-Line's vibes. He knew if he didn't take over the end, that D-Line was going to walk down Colfax.
No. I wasn't going to walk down Colfax. I was going to lay in the middle of
Oh,
Colfax.
that's right.
Chad Scheller,
Somebody would have said, move
love
over.
to DNVR, way to go, Maul.
Hell yeah.
Big
We got
money.
a little love for that win.
I felt like the Maul Yoke two-man game was key to victory
Yes.
today. Also, fire up the back-a-meter for Big Honey. 13 points in the clutch.
That was massive.
Blue
Yeah.
Arrow, free throws to seal the game.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Jokic was really dope in the beginning and end of this game.
Bro, he was like, it's crazy down the stretch. It was like, yes.
I know.
Whatever.
SM, we need help. Bruce Brown or Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Prayer emoji.
Have you seen the guy who's trying to break this Bogdan Bogdanovic or the De'Aaron Fox trade?
No.
It's like a radio guy in San Antonio who's telling everybody it's this massive 4-team trade with Atlanta with Bogdanovic.
What was the deal? Who was the guy what deal was it that there was a random guy that had it before everyone
I don't
and then
know.
it played off? I'm trying to remember. This happens every now and then.
It does.
Some guy just.
Ivan, WTF is wrong with Jokic? I don't give a damn about last points. This whole road trip he's playing like he's bored. So passive. Defense is Project Bull. Can't stop the cold to save their lives.
Woo, get it out, Yvonne.
Michael Porter Truther. MPJ is the maxi stopper. Get MPJ in the paint.
Okay, dude. Thanks for the super
I still
chat.
think that's a vote.
Thanks for the super chat, vote.
Blaming Yoke. Okay, trade him. Win-win situation for him. No, not a win-win situation.
Okay, can I just say something? Can I say something?
This is a podcast.
We get this all the time. Jokic is not above reproach. We're allowed to talk about Jokic in the same way that we talk about other players. It doesn't mean that we don't appreciate him, recognize his mass, his genius, how amazing it is. You can't just think that if Jokic receives any criticism, it means that he should be traded from Denver and we don't deserve him. You don't deserve him. You don't even. Why? Because you're the same. Came from the same country as him. Why don't we deserve him?
If we talk negative about Jokic
It's annoying.
for the next 150 episodes, we would probably have talked about him negatively for about 1% of episodes.
Less than that.
We have to be honest. Like we're saying what we see. You can be critical of Nikola Jokic and still recognize his greatness.
Bakachu, why didn't we get Yabusele in the offseason?
He only cost $2 million.
We got charged. That's why. That's actually why they got charged.
And they probably got him so quick. They probably got him so quick off of the.
The Nuggets needed a backup big man. They got charged. That's what they did. They thought it was going to be charged. Sometimes you miss. FBCA, again, 20 plus wide open threes by the opponent, coaching problem. Chad Scheller, not advocating for dirty, but get nasty on defense. Hard fouls. Bunny killers?
Bunny killers. Like, don't give him a bunny.
Oh.
Maybe? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Ivan, again, can someone get a rebound on this team? I think I would get at least 5 offensive rebounds on this lifeless team. Can we get Von Miller? Okay.
All right.
A quick pivot there. He would play better defense on the perimeter than half this team.
I bet Von Miller would not play better defense.
No.
Not at this stage of his
He
career.
would look like Yabusele out there.
Dude, he's one of the worst basketball players
You've seen him?
that's ever touched a basketball.
You
It's
see
just what, yeah. He just can't.
A lot of
can't do
football
it.
players are like
No,
that,
there's a
though.
lot of good football
they-
players.
Right, but a lot of them get on a basketball court and it's like they've never run in a straight line.
I'm telling you, it's one of the worst you've ever seen. But hell of a football player.
Hell of a football.
Joe Arrow 27. Jamal is throwback.
He's throwback.
They feel tired to me. Michaela Mills. Thank you, Michaela Mills.
Hell yeah, Michaela Mills.
Ivan again, CB, and especially P-Watt need to learn to slow down. They always get called for offensive fouls. Learn the Euro step, avoid contact, don't run like a bull. It's like seeing 3 Westbrooks, 0 fundamentals.
The crazy thing is the Nuggets lead the league in fast break points. So
And also, Christian Brown's doing something right.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. And you also have to think about it. Do I want to set up for another charge? How he just hit me?
That's
it's one of
true.
those tone setters.
Yeah.
Jay, Jamal Fro game in person and watching Sixer fans realize Joker is inevitable.
Yes.
I'm in love with the game again.
Hell
And
yeah.
all the Nuggets are good.
we're
Philly
all
tears
back.
are all for me today.
We're
You know,
back.
maybe we just need a pilgrimage to watch Nuggets in Philly to get
God
the vibes
bless you,
right.
Jay. God bless you.
They have some good food in the arena. I was just there.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Drew trading top secret.
Very expensive.
Jokic will average 10 plus 3-point attempts in the playoffs. That'd be crazy.
Ooh.
Oh, you can get the ticket with the food on it?
Michaela Mills. Afro Murray was pimping Pennsylvania tonight. All the Nuggets are good.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Pitt,
Okay,
Pennsylvania. Let's
That's
go.
wild.
The fish that saved
RWK.
Pittsburgh.
DNVR Nug comps. Oh god. Adam
This is
Jokic
a series. This is a
foundation
series.
of the show. Big market, mezzanine Mars. Jokic like horses. Adam likes water basins.
I
Either
really
can
do.
be explained.
No.
Okay.
I really do.
Wind Jamal, reliable second option, babe. All right, I'll
this is
take
going to
it.
only be offensive and somehow hurt
We'll
everyone's
get to
feelings.
Yvonne in a second. Let's keep on
We're all going
these.
to be like just looking at the beer. Like,
D-line MPJ. When he's hot, he absolutely cannot miss. The strawberry canopy analogy. Yeah, Mike, Browntown, etc. Please don't trade D-line, though. Dev is AG. The glue guy takes advantage of good matchups, a.k.a. bets. And the locks are more secure than Shutter Island. Also,
And
there's
that's
more
very,
Shaq
very
impressions.
secure.
Not to be forgotten, vote is CB. Young guy with potential. Mitchell getting more responsibility. Kayla's the Andre Jordan, does most of his work off the court behind the scenes.
That's a good one.
That's
That's
a
a
good
good
one. Yeah. All right.
Is Kale responsible for our vibes? We're in
Also,
trouble.
That was pretty cool. It was $5 each time. And it just broke
Damn,
down.
you know what?
Thank you for that,
RWK,
man.
you're the man.
Thank you.
man. I thought you were going to really offend somebody.
Great comps. I will take
I'll
being
take it.
comp to
I'll
Jamal.
take it.
Good job, babe.
Ivan, we have Charlotte 2 times versus
I've been asked
Pelicans,
for you.
Magic
You
away at
need to
Suns.
say Yvonne.
2 times Blazers. Sorry. Before All-Star break. If this team is serious, we have to win it all. Love from Serbia.
We love you, Yvonne.
We love you, Ivan. Roly-poly, hope Jamal continues to be Dr. J and not Bob Ross.
It's a good super chat, even if it's a little downer.
Cedric, Brody plus Brate plus Maul, sweep, Philly. We're so back.
We're
Oh, we
so
did
bad.
sweep Philly. Hey, let's celebrate the wins. Philly, hey.
You know what's fun? Sweeping Philly.
He didn't score a point against us this year.
I can tell you, if we can all harken back to our times in Philly, Philly could use some sweeping. There's a lot of garbage on the sweep.
Here is Yvonne again. We play like Mike D'Antoni's Suns team. All offense, no defense. You need bogey because bench unit offense with Murray is actually him doing isoball.
He had a great game tonight, guys. Come
Matt
on.
Slata. Murray Jokic 2-man game so much better than Westbrook Jokic. Murray spaces the floor so much better. Drew a double team, leaving an open paint shooter.
It's
for
tough.
him.
Wait a second. Wait a
This is
second.
tough.
Is Malone pulling the psychological
Oh my
warfare on Jamal? He's like, the best 2-man game in the world, Westbrook and Jokic.
History
Murray's
Channel.
like, you know what? You
Yeah.
know what?
I'm going to
Hold
come
up.
out with a throw and just cook.
I'd love it.
Also, Jamal and Yoke have a lot more time in that 2-man game.
Yeah,
Well, Westbrook not playing a half help.
I believe they won a
that.
Dude, you're
championship.
such a Westbrook apologist.
My bad.
Yeah, careful. Kyle
You can do no
Hey,
wrong
Dev.
in your eyes.
What up, Kyle?
What up?
What up, Kyle? My boy.
RP43.
It is good.
All the criticism, but Jokic, one of his best passing clinics and most clutch games this season.
Oh, man, we didn't even talk about the over the head.
A couple unbelievable passes.
But the
And
problem is,
he
like,
was unbelievable in the clutch.
During the middle of his clinic, he just threw the ball out of bounds 4 times.
yeah, I can't call this a clinic.
This is a free clinic.
Yvonne again. Come on, Harrison. Read Project Bull.
After an hour, here we go.
I don't want to make
No,
him
we can
write
do
a
it now.
report.
We can do it now.
But because we're after an hour, Project Bullshit, like it should be. Bring back vote. Oh, well, can we get someone from Houston like Eason Whitmore Tate?
Nope.
Can we just get
I don't
that?
think so.
We get another team's great players.
I don't think they're
See.
trading those
We got
guys.
a couple of super chats yesterday that came in after the buzzer to catch up on them.
Oh, I
Are
bet
these
they,
not going to
God.
make any sense?
Yesterday,
This team sucks.
oh, wait, no. No, we have
Oh,
to read
this one's
this.
for you, Adam. Please get on Blue Sky.
Pass.
Please, D-Line is the only one that has seen the light. Missing Dev, Brendan, Harrison, and Adam, the NBA peeps there
I
is
will
building.
never go to Blue Sky. I'm just telling you guys that right now. I will never go.
We'll see.
I will never go.
We'll see.
I'll be going to Discord though. Become a member. Become a diehard.
I'm on the Discord a lot too.
Yeah,
I
Harrison's
do.
in it. And I'm
I
gonna
do
be-
chats in there a lot. I hang out in there a lot. It's fun.
Other markets have been using it in some interesting ways, so we're going to copy, man, and we're going to do
Yeah.
that. Hang out with the homies.
Yeah, we're allowed to copy them. They copied our entire thing. I mean, we made that. We're not copy. We're like a
Big Honey vote being Celtics Pills one of the funniest moments today. I used to. Cedric Pills.
What
sorry.
is that?
I don't know. I used to love roller coasters, but the Nuggets are making me question that. Thanks, DNVR.
That's because a roller coaster is 2 minutes, and then you get over
Yeah.
it. This is a long roller coaster.
This has been a roller coaster where you ate a bunch of soup right before you went on it.
Can you imagine a roller
Wait,
coaster?
is this
that's
really his
45
super chat from
minutes?
yesterday? Yvonne yesterday also super chatted. What about Tari Eason?
I
Can't
love
more
that, dude.
Tate?
Dude, Yvonne-
That's still a no. I don't think we can get any of those
I
guys.
honestly would take 2 of the 3. Cam Whitmore I like,
You would-
but
yeah,
I
I would
can't
ta-
take Cam
I would
Whitmore.
take-
I
Tari
promise you
Eason.
they're not giving up Tari Eason and Cam Whitmore.
Well, they might give up Tari Eason because I'm not sure his body will hold up. He
Yeah.
keeps getting hurt in weird ways.
I think that they're giving up
another
Tate.
injury-prone player.
Yeah, but I'll take it because he's really good. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday night. You had a lot of choices. You chose to hang with us after that Denver Nuggets win. But guess what? You're not going to miss us for long. We'll be back tomorrow as the Nuggets take on the Charlotte Hornets. Hit that like button. See you on the other side.
We did it!
man.